Hey, it's me. We're living in a time where something deep is shifting in the way we relate to each other. People sometimes call it the Aquarian age, the new age, but I think those words can make it sound like an abstract idea far away from daily life when it's not. You can feel it in the way communities are forming differently now, and how people are craving new ways of being together. It isn't just a trend, it's part of a much bigger movement in the evolution of consciousness. And understanding how that movement works can help you see your own life with more clarity. Since humans first came to be, our consciousness has been moving in waves, sometimes focusing on the individual, sometimes on the group. Both are essential and they feed each other. There are times in history and in our personal lives when the focus needs to be on gathering yourself, developing your own strength, finding your own path. Then there are times when the focus needs to shift outward, connecting, sharing, building something together. It's not a straight line, it's more like a spiral. Each return to individual or group happens on a new level. The lessons we gain in one phase become the foundation for the next. In the early days of humanity, survival meant staying small. Just yourself, maybe your family. People were afraid and often too raw to handle close contact with others. Still, even then, they understood the need for cooperation when facing threats. That was the first hint of group consciousness, even if it was rooted in fear. As people learned to survive better, they could widen the circle. Family into tribe, tribe into larger alliances. But group unity in those days was still about having an enemy in common. The us only existed in contrast to a them. That's how cooperation was learned at that stage. Eventually, the pendulum swung back. Individualism began to grow, especially in the last few hundred years. People fought for the right to be different, to live by their own choices, and that was needed. But now we're shifting again toward a deeper kind of group consciousness, one that keeps the individuality we've gained while finding new ways to connect that don't erase it. True group consciousness isn't about conformity. It's about individuals who are strong in themselves, coming together and enriching each other's lives. Mass consciousness, on the other hand, is what happens when the movement toward connection gets blocked. Then it distorts into large systems or communities where individuality is erased, where people are reduced to anonymous roles in a machine. We see that in overcrowded cities and certain corporate cultures, in places where people have lost touch with each other and with the living world. The difference is that real group consciousness strengthens you as an individual. Mass consciousness flattens you. One comes from freedom and mutual respect. The other comes from fear and control. This movement between the individual and the group also plays out in each of our lives. Sometimes we need others because we're not yet strong enough to stand alone. Sometimes we rebel against the group because we fear being swallowed up. And sometimes, when we've built enough inner strength, we can give and receive in the group without losing ourselves. That's the sweet spot. It's not a perfect sequence. These phases overlap. You can be mostly in one phase and still have parts of you operating in another. You might notice the part of you that clings to others out of fear, or the part that pushes others away to avoid being seen. Recognizing these patterns is key, because otherwise they run in the background, shaping your choices without you even realizing it. Right now, humanity is being offered the chance to move into that third phase, a place where we keep our autonomy and also know how to be part of something larger. This is happening whether we go with it or not. If we resist it, it turns into the distortions I mentioned earlier. If we go with it, it opens a kind of richness that's hard to imagine until you felt it. You can see small versions of this in conscious communities, in relationships that don't trade freedom for closeness, in groups where each person's uniqueness is not just tolerated, but valued. These are the seeds of what is possible. And this isn't just about external communities, it's also about what's happening inside you. Are you afraid of being alone? Do you expect the group or a partner or your family to give you what only you can develop within yourself? Do you use independence as a shield to avoid closeness? The more you can answer these kinds of questions honestly, the more you'll know where you are in the spiral. When you no longer fear your own aloneness, being with others becomes a joy instead of a tug of war. You can take in what they offer and give back without losing yourself. That's the kind of group that multiplies the richness of each member's life. There's a force moving through all of this, an energy that's always present, always urging life toward more wholeness. You can feel it if you pause and really open to it. If you trust it, it will carry you forward. If you fight it, it will push back until you either move with it or get stuck in a painful loop. This force is in you right now. You can turn toward it at any moment. You don't have to earn it. You just have to stop holding on to the old ideas about what can't change. Let yourself feel it, even for a moment, and it will start to move what's been stagnant. The love that's part of this movement is already here. You might notice it most when you're in a space with others who are open to it, but it's in you all the time. The more you see it, the more you live from it. And when you do, the line between individual and group starts to dissolve. Not because you lose yourself, because you found yourself deeply enough to truly share it. Love you. Connect soon.